Legaspi, you should put on the garment of prayer. You should learn to travail in intercession. Cast away your fighting. Put away your divisions. Put away your differences. You have builded walls around you, and you have caused division in my house, and have caused my people to be divided. Repent this day. Turn away from a spirit of faction. Do not be a pawn in the hands of the enemy that will cause you to take your sword against brother, sister against sister. You're putting your knives against each other's throat, and my body is bleeding. Behold, I see now a monstrous demon, like arising out of the ashes. It is a winged creature, very, very monstrous looking, and I see it coming out of the volcanic ash, and it looks made of that volcanic lava, wet lava with fire all over it. And then it appears now at the top of this volcano, like it has dominion over the volcano to cause destruction. And the Spirit of the Lord is showing to me, people of God, this is your enemy with whom you must wage warfare. People of God in Legaspi, this is your enemy with whom you must contend. People of God in Legaspi, this is your enemy whom you must bind and cast into outer darkness. But instead, you are making my house desolate and causing the walls of my house to be broken, to be trampled down upon. Repent, repent, repent. My house should put on strength. It should rise up as a mighty warrior, a warrior prince, warrior princess should arise in this place. But alas, instead of a princess, I see a small girl begging in the street. That's how the church looks like. Will you return back to me this day? Says the Lord your God. Will you return back to me today? Putting away all your knives that you use to fight against each other. Put away the pen that you use to write against each other, and put away those computers that you use to criticize each other. Come unto me. The Lord Jesus stands before you with open arms and inviting you. Come unto me. For with my blood and with my flesh I have made all things in heaven and on earth into one. How shall we respond to this word of the Lord? God is calling you to put away all your differences. Whoever you are, whichever part of this region you are from, God is calling you. He is standing here with open arms and asking you a question. Will you put away all your differences and come together in unity? This is the question the Lord Jesus Christ is asking you. I saw this monstrous spirit, like an evil, big, huge demon with wings. He came out of the volcanic molten black lava, and then it rose up on the top of the volcano, waiting to cause destruction upon this region. Are you willing to put away all your differences and be united together in the bond of unity? Are you willing? If you are willing, my dear ministers of God, kneel down before the presence of the Lord.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive regular prophetic news, messages and updates. Click on the bell button in order to receive instant notification from us.
Hello, as always on Saturday, the day in which I believe God has created man. I always do this, serving the kingdom of heaven, giving this time of my life and dedicating this time to God. I understand many of us are busy, many of us are more concerned about the material things. They are more concerned about the facts because God is not visible. So they believe that He might not be real because it's not visible into this light frequency. But God is alive and visible to those who have the spiritual eyes open. He exists into the quantum star level of frequency, light. So everything you do, God is aware of it. Everything that you do, God is aware of it. He knows, and He knows exactly what you do. But I dedicate this time not because I am an idiot, not because I have a deplorable life, not because I have a miserable life, or not because I have a life that don't convey with my ambition, but simply because I'm doing exactly what I was born to do, what we were all born to do. Dedicated a time to praise God and give Him His place as the sole creator of all things. We are more busy about things, but you have to realize that there is no existence of this physical world without the spiritual world. See, the people in power start manipulating our world. They start manipulating the blessing of others, because many of us don't know that our blessing exists, and we're living a life as slave to those who have advantage of knowing the spiritual things, how to manipulate the blessings that God has given to all of us in the spiritual realm, using the demons to do those kind of things. That's why you see the few, the 5% in the entire world, because they have dedicated their life to praise the devil. The devil is opening the blessing above and stealing as well from others to give to them. That's how it works. You cannot potentially imagine that an individual will have $100 billion, that God above gonna give one person $100 billion and leave another person with $0. That is not the God of the Bible. If you believe that, something might be wrong with you. I am not saying God is not a supporter of those who work hard to earn a living, but at the same time, He has given every single person an ability, a gift, a potential to serve others. Every single one of us is born with a gift in which he can make a living, but there's not few. We're supposed to have more and more, exceedingly more than other, and other have to beg for bread in a daily living. People have to work 10 jobs in order to put food on the table, when somebody just have to make a phone call for billions of dollars to land in his bank account. So you tell me, what kind of God want 5% of the entire world to control 95% of people, and having so wealthy people who don't even know where to put their money, and somebody out there don't even have the shoes to wear, food to eat. What kind of God will accept that kind of word? So you need to start looking at those people and say, who is your God? Those 5% people. Who are you serving? They will tell you God, but they're never going to give you the name of that God, because they can't. But we have to be able to believe in faith. You know, I do this because I know the truth. I know the people who are out there, they're doing things, they believe they know what they're doing. They're rushing after things, they're going and do things. At the end, you'll be disappointed. This word will disappoint you. You will have nothing good coming out of this word, physical word. At the end of the day, you will go back the way you were born, like a baby. When you get a certain age, you'll be taken care of like a baby. And when your day comes to exit, you'll go back naked the way you came. They put you some clothes and put you in a casket for you to go. This is a lesson that people should know and people should follow, to realize that in life we should be compassionate one another and love one another and see the success of one another forward. I see a bunch of people, they don't understand other people's life. Every single time a person makes a determination and decision, there's a reason behind it. I serve this God for a reason, because I know at the end, anyone who will not follow God of heaven is going to be a loser. You might have temporarily success, but it is just an illusion. You're going to lose at the end. The manipulation of data in the spiritual realm to corrupt people and control people's psyche into this materialistic world, it is a cleverness that comes straight from the pit. The point that I'm making here is that many people believe that I'm crazy. But let me remind you, there's always a reason in every single person's decision to do what they do. When Jesus Christ was alive, people were thinking that he was crazy. People were thinking he was crazy. Even his own brother was thinking that he was crazy. But only time resolve situation. Only time resolve things. I am not what you believe that I am in your brain, in your mantle. You don't know me. You're never gonna know me. God showed me my future, and I do, and I'm guiding my life according to that future. I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, if you're living a life, you don't know your future, you don't know who you are walking like a blind man into this universe, into this planet, and it's just a matter of time for you to fall into a hole because you're blinded. You have to realize all those people who created cars, who created computers, they didn't get those knowledge from this world. They have to go and dig for this knowledge into the word of God, where God is from, spiritual world, in order to transcribe the information and translate that technology into this materialistic world according to the design of the primordial fault and the accord of God and the proper time, according to the unfoldings of the events. You have to realize there's nothing a man can achieve if you do not go into the source. This lifetime is just an illusion. It is one of the decoded expression of the true thing, of the real. The real is the fundamental or the concept of all things. God created the concept. If you don't have the concept, you have nothing. We're living within the expression of the concept, only one of the expression, because that concept have many expressions. But the one that we know, it is this reality of the materialistic world. We are made externally of the materialistic matter, in which our light spirit live within us in order to develop itself into the divine purpose in which it was designed at the primordial thought. Now, we're living a life. Many of you believe in what they see. You believe on the facts, but the facts is just an illusion. The facts is not always the truth. But the promise of God will always going to be the truth. I want you to understand two things. God showed me my future, and everything that I do is based on that future. It's not based on your reasoning. It's not based on your prospection. It's not based on your precept. It's not based on your concept. It's based on God precept. It's based on God concept, and it's based on God prospection and perspective. I am hereby to say, I am proud doing this every Saturday, because I don't want to end up in heaven and be jealous of other people in position there. You can be a billionaire into this world. You can be a billionaire into this world, end up in heaven in a shelter. You can be a president in this world, and you end up in hell as well. You can be a president into this world and end up in hell in a shelter. Let me remind you, this life, light, time, this specific expression of the decoded real is just a test. It will be given to you according to how you live this life. What you get in heaven depends on how you live your life into this earth. God don't give you things. You build your wealth in heaven. Jesus Christ specifically said that in the Bible. You define how your life gonna be there according to how you live here. Because some of you are glimmers, foolish sometimes. I'm spending this specific time. You think that I don't have place to go? I can spend my time in women's houses, having sex, do all these things, study, be part of this world. I have no chain in my hand. Certainly, I have free will, like everybody else. But it is a decision you make that define the course of your destiny as you move forward. You have to make a decision. You have to, let me tell you something. Every time a human being wants something, they will make time for it. It is not a philosophical term. It is a practical term. Every single time a person wants something, they will put time for it, regardless of what it is. So people don't have time for God. Some maybe have 1 minute, 2 minutes, or I know God. God wants to have a relationship with us, with His creation. But how many of you pray, I will have my children tomorrow? I don't know yet how many wives I'm gonna have. I'm still on the negotiation with God in that part. And I'm very serious. Because I said to God, you promise that we should come in this earth and proliferate and have children. So I need my children. Therefore, in order for me to have children, I need to have women who are capable of carrying those children. Women of a certain age range that can take care of those children. It's not me willing. It is how God designed these things. Now, the point is this. You have to make a decision in what you believe is important to you. You have to prioritize what you have to prioritize, what is important to you. Many of you don't even look at God. They don't even think of God daily. But they're walking out there, oh, God exists, all right. It is when they start having good things that they start praising God. You have to praise God every single day, because even the breath you have comes from God. If God takes your spirit, I don't care what country you come from. I don't care if you're Muslim, or either if you're Sunni or Shiite or Kirk or Arab. You're created by God. You are the generation of Saul, one of the children of Isaac. I don't care if you're a Jew or a Christian. You are the creation of God. You are the generation of Isaac from Jacob. We are all the children of God. In a spiritual realm, when God created you, God had 12 tribes. 12 tribes. And those tribes exist in heaven. The 12 tribes of Israel. Every single person who is born in this, who live in this planet, I belong to one of those tribes. And if you die, going into heaven, the capital of heaven, paradise, have 12 gates. 3 gates per side. Because you have 4 sides, you make 12. And every single gate have a name of each tribe. Like the gate of Joseph, the gate of Benjamin, the gate of Judah. All the names of the children of Jacob were not given by chance. It was an existing phenomenon that already exists in heaven. So every single one of us are part of this tribe. That is the reason why we are all linked into Israel. That's the reason why everything that happened to Israel will affect the entire world. Because spiritually, we are all part of each of those tribes. It is not your choice. It is the tribe of God. 12 tribes. That's why the gate in heaven, the paradise, have those names. You have to realize, like I said, everything that happened into this world was already predetermined in God's word and needed to be fulfilled in order for that to be implemented in heaven. You can say activated in heaven. If it fell, God will find another person and it will be aborted and extended until it is validated and implemented. So if God called you for something, as God have called us for something, every single one of us, if we fail, God have many other souls that will come along to do just that. An example, when Elijah did everything he did to follow God and he missed one thing and he was so afraid and he wanted God to take him away, God took him away. It means he was put aside for future mission and he was replaced by Elijah who finished the job. And the special mission of Elijah, he returned, the Spirit got reincarnated into John the Baptist to introduce the Savior of the world, Jesus Christ. So you have to know those things. Prioritize the thing of heaven. That's why you understand now the reason why we are all belong to Israel, connected to Israel. Regardless of your race, regardless of your religion, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your culture, spiritually you belong to each of those tribes, because those tribes existed in heaven before it gets transcribed by God into this earth, so that it can be implemented through the fulfillment of the divine purpose each individual actor was designed to perform. I'm referring to Jacob and his sons, starting with Adam, into Enoch, into Noah, into Abraham and Isaac, going to Jacob up to Joseph, Moses, Aaron of the Barak, into Joshua, Daniel, Ezekiah, Isaiah, Saul, Esther, Ruth, Samuel, Nathan's, David, Solomon's, up to Jesus Christ. So you have to know all of these things. It is not a coincidence. So that's the reason why I'm saying peace is not the absence of conflict, but peace is an ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. But in order to do that, it is important to make a choice, to take a chance in order for things to change. If you want things to change, you must be able to to make a choice in order for you to take a chance for those things to change. So when you finding for peace, it's not because there is an absence of conflict. There's always conflict. But because you are willing to take a chance due to the choice that you have, seeking or looming for a change, you are applying a peaceful mean into the resolve of peace. Now, that is exactly what Donald Trump is doing. The people didn't understand. Now, in the entire history of this world, no one can deny that David is one of the king, the highest king of Israel, who conquered, expanded the territory of Israel. Jerusalem didn't exist before David. When David took power, well, Jerusalem, didn't exist before David. When David took power, he extended his kingdom up to Jordan, to Syria, to Lebanon, all those places. He decided to choose a place in the town of Judah, where he's from, because Judah is like a county, and he chose a place that he called Jerusalem to build, to make it the capital of Israel. Now, Golgotha was the Western world today, the Palestine of today. That's the place where Jesus Christ used to go, away from Jerusalem, so that he can have peace. He can speak with God. That's where he was going every single time, because he was crowded into the other city, like in Jerusalem. So he go to Golgotha, today Palestine. That's what happened. You need to go to history and remove your emotion and follow the truth, follow the truth. So the only country who gave Jerusalem as a capital was Israel from the beginning. Yes, we understand they came, purchased the land, came back and expanded it. Okay. It happened all over the place. It happened all over the place. It's not new. It started with the Greek. It went forward with the Empire of Rome, and it went with the Catholic Church, and then from there the French under Napoleon's, and then you have Adolf Hitler. It's not new. And you have Great Britain and the French who expanded the country by taking territory. So that's not new. Otherwise, even the Native Americans supposed to say this is our land too. You know? So that's the truth. That's the real things. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. Now, the Bible said Jesus Christ confirmed after the tribulation, and the rapture, the kingdom of heaven, meaning that paradise, which is the capital of heaven, will descend on earth and land into Jerusalem. trust me, this planet will not have the same tectonic form, because the capital of heaven is very cute. The capital of heaven have the size of the entire United States. Only the capital. So it's telling me I don't even have to be a thinker or philosopher. It means the shape of our universe, of the planet today, will not be the same. During that momentum of fight, of tribulation, things gonna change. Planet gonna shift, because something gonna happen that will shift the tectonic plate apart in order to prepare for the landing of that 1500 cubic city to land into Israel, because it's bigger than entire Israel. But the center will be Jerusalem, and by consequence it will expand in the entire territory. Even it will go beyond. So I know the country, the way we see it today, will not be the same when Jesus Christ's kingdom will land there to rule for 1,000 years. It is very specific. And he said Jesus Christ is the generation of David, the continuity of the kingdom of David in Jerusalem. So what do God going to say that if God didn't know that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel? You have to follow history. First of all, I gave you the truth in history, and then now I supported that with God's statement in the book, the living book, the truth. And Jesus Christ going to rule for 1,000 years. It means this planet will not disappear, because some people believe it will be destroyed, we're going to go now. The Bible says Jesus Christ going to rule for 1,000 years. It means life going to continue. What's going to happen is the end of the ruling of the evil empire, which is the Luciferic kingdom, will be wiped out of this universe, of this planet, and a new age will start with Jesus Christ, and it will last for 1,000 years to restructure the mentality of certain people, those who are left, those who are going to be chosen to be here in this planet at that time. So what do people want to change the truth? So Donald Trump made the right decision. Either he's conscious about it or he's not conscious about it. You have to know he's guided by the hand of God to make that decision, because that's the right time. Not that I'm against my brothers, the Arabs, but we have, when we talk about God, we have to follow his word. That is not negotiable. I cannot negotiate anything with God. The word of God is the truth. You go up and down, you come back to that. What you're claiming is that was the territory of your ancestor. We get it, we got conquered. Like America got conquered by the British. Like Canada, we got conquered by the British and French. Do you want to change that as well? No, you accept what happened and you move forward with that truth, because that's the truth. Now, that's why Donald Trump will be the one that God put in place. I said a long time ago, people will tell, because people don't want to listen to things like this. Last time there was a senator who said, this man, this business guy, man, came up with his different ways, and it seems like his way is working. I told you a long time ago that Donald Trump will achieve things that many presidents have not achieved for the last 100 years. I mean, I'll even go to 70 years. How come somebody gonna come in power? The day he's swearing in, he is 70-year-old, 7 months and 7 days. My friend, you study statistic. You understand you have a reason. That is not a coincidence. What is the probability for such precision if it was not already predetermined above? That is another confirmation that that man was put in there by God. 777. Is God telling you that's my man right there? What is difficult for people to understand? Because 777 represent the Holy Trinity. The guy was 70 years, 7 months and 7 days. My friend, come on. Now, that man might not be perfect. So as David, so as Moses, so as Abraham. All of those people have lied in a certain ways. But they became great in the Bible. They are great people in heaven. But all of them didn't live a perfect life. Who do you think God is? God is not worried about the flesh. He's worried about spiritual things. He's after spiritual maturity. But something that many people don't understand. The flesh even have to see in order for the work of the spirit to start. Because if you live in a good place, good area, you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to think at all, because everything is all blendy, milk and honey. So you don't have to even worry about thinking. But when God allows you to make some mistake, it corrects your flesh and as well as your spirit in you, that God is more concerned. So when you feel pain in the flesh, it is a growth of the spirit. When you crucify the flesh, you're making the spirit to rise. That's what Jesus Christ said in the Bible. Kill the flesh, so that you can't have an everlasting life. And he said, those who gonna choose to die will live. It means if you choose to kill your flesh, you're gonna make your spirit grow. But he said those who are gonna try to save their life will lose it. It means if you go after the thing of the flesh, there will be no spiritual growth. Therefore, you'll be stagnant. You have no increase, no progress in the spirit. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven will be shut down to you. It's very simple. And it's there. And people should know that. We are in a world where people have to speak the truth to people. Because we have a lot of people in this world today. They are ignorant. And they believe they know. We live in a planet, in a generations where people are worrying about the facts, what is visible. If they don't see something like, oh, I don't see God, so God might not be real. But your parent told you God is a spiritual being. So it's not a human being. By nature, you don't supposed to see him. If you see God, you have to know it's something supernatural. It's not natural. By nature, you cannot see God because it's spirit. So for people who have a reason, you have to know that it is impossible to see him in a nature, and naturally. It have to be supernatural. It means that beyond the nature to see him. So what is difficult for people to understand that? That's the reason why everything I do, I always know God is looking at me, is watching me. I don't care if I see him, I don't see him. It doesn't matter. It's like you saying to somebody, you know, don't breathe a little bit. It doesn't matter, because as long as oxygen is out there, it doesn't matter how you breathe. Oxygen will always gonna be there for you to breathe, to get some air in. You can change it. So either you see God or you don't see God. He's present. He knows everything you do, even in your room. Even if you go down, you dig 1 million meters down, God is there. Because the light material is made of penetrate any surface in this world. God can walk into the sun. Actually, there are angels who live into the sun. They live there. They don't have a problem, because the way they made of is like us living here comfortably. They live there comfortably because they're made of light substances that are powerful than the light that exists in the sun. And they live in every single of those stars. They have to live in those stars, because that's where your blessings are. And those stars are made of, if they told you how many degrees is the sun's, thousands of degrees Fahrenheit. But they live there with no problems, because the temperature of the sun do not affect the nature. So why do you believe because you don't see God? So God is not, do not exist. That's why people don't have eyes to understand that this man has been put in place. This is the time. I will speak now like Joseph of Egypt. I have genetic, prophetic genes. Even though I don't call myself a prophet, I have prophetic genes, spiritual genes. It means I have revelation that is given to me through those genes. This is, and I say again, and I'll repeat again, and I hope that people, the enemy of Donald Trump, or the follower of Donald Trump, or even Donald Trump himself, listen to me very carefully here. His place put by God, it is for God, it is for America to revive its economy and save. Because after Donald Trump, the next person will come might not continue the way God wanted it. So America have to save. This is the time where America have to save, during the Trump time. This is the same thing Joseph spoke to the Pharaoh. This is a saving time for America. The growth of the economy, because the right person is in power. When the right person is in power, what happens? Everything happens smoothly. Look, North Korea. Who should have thought that one day North Korea will say, you know, we want to do business with this man. Is the businessman, is a good opportunity to go along with him and leave those other things aside, so that we can progress like Singapore, we can progress like South Korea. We have intellectual people, and I tell you, the North Korean people, they are smart in applied technology. They are. Okay, I have a professor in mathematics, in applied mathematics, who was from North Korea, so I know what I'm talking about. All right. So if they choose that path and they are honest in the choice they made, North Korea, that you see, will be one of the very rising power in Asia and in the near future, if they decide to choose that path. like they don't, because they have the intellect, they have the knowledge. So only the right person can make things happen with no force. With no force. With no force. Because when you are the right person, you don't have too many challenges. It's like you go in the right direction. You drive a car, you go in the wrong direction in a highway, you know how difficult it will be to get to the other end. Because you go against people who are going to the other side, you might hurt people, people might hurt you. But when you go into the right direction, it's peaceful, it's smoothly, it's swift. Because you are the right driver, driving in the right direction. The same thing when the right person is put into power. People might not like him, but listen, if you only judge a person by the flesh, you're never gonna give a chance to anyone in this planet. If you only judge people by their flesh, every single one of us will go to hell. If you only judge people by the flesh, many of us will be in jail today. All of us. Because by the flesh, every single one of us have committed something. That's why the Bible is very clear. Jesus Christ said, do not judge, because you don't know. Don't judge, because you don't know. That's why I'm no more concerned about this man doing what he do. People might say, oh, Donald Trump he's not giving me nothing. I don't even know if he like me or not, but I don't care about that. What I do care is that God has spoken, and this is God talking, and you have to support what God chose for the well-being of people. Now you have Donald Trump choosing the capital, Jerusalem. It's the right thing. It's the right thing. There are many people calling themselves Christian. They're playing politics with God's word. No, we don't want to upset people. Because if you say that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, the Arab world gonna rise. Now, you calling yourself a follower of Christ or Christian, and you cannot speak the truth and take the heat? Jesus Christ went to the synagogue and said, "This is not the house of trade, where people come to make money. This is a house of worship. Get the heck out of here." Jesus Christ did it. It is written in the Bible. So you're gonna come and say, "No, don't do that, because people been doing this for years. This is the way of life. If you come now to do that, you're gonna make a lot of people upset, because they're bringing some money into the synagogue, they're paying their taxes." You think that people didn't say that to Jesus Christ? But he did what he did. It is written in the Bible, and God leave it there for a reason. So people have to know. Sometimes you have to do things that will upset the entire world, but as long as it pleases God, it will move forward. So that's what I'm saying. He is one more person who will have courage to say the truth, and it will come to pass, because that is part of the process for the return of Jesus Christ. The next time you will hear about Donald Trump is that the inauguration of the third temple. And the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. Then when the third temple is built, you need to start preparing for the return of Christ. I am not the one telling you something that does not exist. It is written in the Bible. because you guys are living life. Oh well, Jesus Christ will return. You're going to return when? Jesus Christ never told you the time. He told you, he even said, if I told you the time, it means I'm lying to you, because only the Father knows the time. But he gave you the sign. The third temple build, you have to know, is already there. First of all, he already announced something that everybody was turning, because it was not the right time. I understand that as well. But when the right time came, the heaven said, now it's time. And suddenly, Jonathan would just get up in this, because it was already assigned. He was ordered, he was ordained in his subconscious to do that. So you never sit like that and something in you tell you to do something and you just have a drive to do it. That's what happened to him, because it comes from above. It was ordained for him to do that. Now, you have to treat your neighbor the way you want to be treated. I was talking, many people believe your neighbor is just your neighbor of your house or the neighbor of your apartment. No, your neighbor is anybody that are closer to you anywhere you go. In a store, grocery store is your neighbor. The postal service is your neighbor. Going into your car is your neighbor. Driving your car in a highway and those around you are your neighbors. Walking on the street and passing people are your neighbors. Going into the gas station and people out there too doing the same thing as you doing are your neighbors. But if every single one of us was following that law, you have less problems. You have people on the window of the door, they do the F word like this. The same kind of people are pushing the horn because they have to be somewhere. But the same people going to church and holding the Bible so loud. Jesus Christ say, treat your neighbor as you want to be treated, with love. But that same person mistreated somebody on the street before getting to church. No, because it's not my neighbor where I live. You see how people misinterpret even the word of God and they think they know too much? Your neighbor is anybody, wherever you are. That's what God meant. That's what Jesus Christ was treating everybody right. Even when he was within his security, people who were blind was calling, the son of David, the son of David, have mercy upon me. People were saying, oh, you poor man, go over there. He said, no, hold on, halt. Come forth. He always responded to even people who were very far, calling his name. Because it was not easy to get closer to him, because he had 12 people protecting him. It's kind of a lot of people, before they get to you, they have to get to 12 people. And for Jesus Christ, before they even get to him, even if they kill those 12 people, they have to deal with the angels that protect him. But even if they kill those angels, they have to deal with God, where it's impossible. They're going to lose. So he was super protected. Now, the point is this, that I wanted to say. The last days, people think more of themselves than others. Today, you see people around, they are only after the interest. Every single person, even the baby, they are all after the interest. everything Jesus Christ spoke is coming into pass. I say even children, they are after their own interest. So why do people keep denying the truth? Why do people keep denying Jesus Christ? I just don't understand. Because I am tired of people waiting for them to die to realize Jesus Christ exists, because they say, oh, even when you close your eyes at the last minute you're going to get to heaven. Please go away with those lies. The Bible is very clear. You will reap what you sow. Do not believe that in your entire life you're going to be reaping evil, and at the end you're going to be sowing evil, and at the end you reap good. It's a trick. That's an illusion. It does not exist. You can't be going out there planting trees of mango and then you start reaping banana trees. If you see that, it means that something demoniac happened into your plantation. Because some people believe, oh, I'll do all evil things. Like those people who have signed the deal with the devil, they just believe, oh well, I'll live my life very well, but at the end I'm gonna do that trick. Oh, Jesus Christ, please believe me, oh my sin. You know, it isn't gonna work. God didn't create this planet out of the blue. There is standard and principles in which it functions for a perfect harmony. You can't just come and believe in your illusion or illusionistic thinking and perceptive and believe, or even perspective your own, and believe that no, that's correct. No, you're going to reap what you sow. And Jesus Christ said to the rich man, before you can walk with me, go and give your money to the poor, so that you can build your wealth in heaven. Then when you do that, come back. Now, you have a bunch of people going into that church with billions of dollars in their bank account. They're giving money into where he's going to have benefit in return. You see people going out there, no, I give money into this organization because he know at the end of the year he's going to file taxes and get this money back. That's not giving to God. That's giving to yourself. The giving God is talking about is you giving money like you lost it. It means you're never going to get it back. You give it back to God. You see you going to hell, oh God, what I have done to you to be here in hell. You know, I have done this, I have done that. You're very lucky that somebody like me exists to tell you those truths. Because you're going to end up there and be mad at God. And if God show you the kind of life you live, you are kind of faking your own truth. Thinking, oh, I'm doing good things. People are lovers of their own self. They're walking out there faking the love of Jesus Christ. Walking around faking, smiling, but the same people are stabbing you in the back. Jesus Christ said, at the end, people will be lovers of themselves. You have to know. Like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Because I am in this generation that people are underestimating. And I say again, Donald Trump was chosen by God for 2 terms. And I say loud, even in time where things were going backward, let me give you another revelation today. There will be a time in America where people are going to be looking at Donald Trump and saying, what happened? The situation that we see today is going to turn 360 degrees. That people are going to be looking at him, let him be elected again. Let him be elected again. People will think that something happened. I'm telling you that today, it will happen. All that is happening, it is a sign that God is behind this. Because listen, good things don't happen easily. When somebody have hardship that we know will not come truly from him, I mean, he gets hit more than what he put in, and it cannot be truly explained by human being. He have all hell coming after him. You have to know this person is walking with God. If you want problems, just go against Lucifer. You have problems. But if you walk normally, you do everything that he wants, you have no problems. But you have problem with God. That's why he's facing. Because he's going against a Luciferic system. But there will be a day where people will wonder what happened. So he was put in there for 8 years. When I said to people, this guy man will be elected again for 8 years, people said, no way. Forget about it. No way. Well, it's the same thing people were saying in 2016. I don't know what other reason they're going to give when he's going to win again. Maybe it will be Venezuela who make him elected. It will not be Russia anymore. Maybe they're going to start saying that maybe the Democrat make him elected. It will not be Russia anymore. It will be a conspiracy within the Democrat. Maybe they're going to start investigating themselves. Because when people don't want to realize this is God's hand, they start thinking of things that at the end, nothing is coming out of it. Because since they've been talking about that Russia thing, no evidence came whatsoever. Because there's nothing there. Just because people could not realize, yes, this guy is crazy. But what is crazy? Crazy is a systematic approach where a person is acting different than the others. That's crazy. So, if something is not determined by a psychiatric that this person was found by medical assessment and evidence that he has some mental problems, everything else that you come up with adjudicating an individual is just your perspective. It's just your perspective. It does not mean that it's true. So that's what crazy is. When people say Donald Trump is crazy, you have to define what crazy means. An individual acting in a way that is different than the menace. He's acting in this very individual way, which is normal because God created all of us different. Now people are saying, oh, maybe the way this guy was acting, maybe it's working. No, it is working and it will work. That's what it is. The only thing that I can tell him is he have to have faith in God through Jesus Christ. All of this problem is going to go away. And then when it's going to turn, it will bring the same magnitude and force to get him re-elected. But what you have to do is to stick with the plan of his promise that he made for election. That's all. Because you have a base in a way, and you have God in his Bible, because God is after something that is bigger than what we see for this country, America, the United States of America. It's not based on people's personal ambition. You want to become president. No. Before you become president, I don't care where you go. God have to put his signature for you to be approved. So those dreams that people have when they were baby were just baby dreams. You have to know that. You can reach whatever you want to reach. But if God don't put his signature on it, it's called an illusions. You're just dreaming. That's what people say, dreaming. It's not about people dreaming because you're looking at the facts. If God have chosen David to be the king of Israel 40 years prior, and you're looking at David today, he's born in a poor family. He's a shepherd. Every day he wake up in the morning and he goes to sheep. How come this person going to become the king of Israel, God? Please tell us. This is somebody who have the poorest job in the entire country. He come from the poorest family. God, please tell us how this guy going to become the king. No. God said to them, not only he going to become a king, but he even going to be a good singer, and he even going to write song that you're going to be, that your generation going to be reading upon to solve the problems forever. Now, not only he going to be a king, but he going to be the great king of Israel. So God add more. Now, this is Moses committing a crime. He went from living into the White House to the street. Where? In the desert. 40 years, 39 years. Moses, please forget about that, man. You make a wrong choice, Moses. After 39 years, you keep talking about your God. No, just your life is over. It just not gonna work. Because we have people here. After 2 years, man, it's over for him. After 4 years, now it's over. He used to have money. Now he used to be here. Yeah, that's over for him. Just forget about it, man. After 2 years, I'm pretty sure people will say to Moses, maybe you have to go to the village. Maybe go see your ancestor. Something went wrong there. After 30 years, people will say maybe you committed a lot of crime, Moses. After 35 years, people might be saying to Moses, maybe because you killed that man, that blood is in your hand. Maybe your God refused to forgive you. Many fakers working into this society today will claim to know who God is, but they have no ideas. Now, after 41 years, this is the same guy who spent 40 years of gap of suffering, where God was nurturing his spirit so that he can go into the fire, put a stick on the floor, the stick become a snake. So that he can pray and open the sea. So when God is working on somebody, he's preparing that individual to perform things that will be beyond men's understanding in the future. What if the people are wasting time looking at the facts? The facts are not the truth. They're only facts. They're only facts. This is Jesus Christ saying, I am the Son of God. People are looking at him and saying, hey, listen, stop that foolishness. You're just the son of Joseph and Mary. You're the son of Joseph that we know the carpenter. What are you talking about? Stop that nonsense, Jesus. That was the facts. People were saying that. Stop the nonsense. You're not the son of God. You're the son of Joseph, the carpenter. We want to fool people. Stop fooling people. That's what they were telling him. But he continued to say the same thing. And people start saying, maybe this guy might be serious. And it started when the time started. The facts was this. We have a party, but we don't have wine. That's the facts. We only have some few grape stuff. Small wine. The fact is, we don't have enough wine to satisfy all the guests. And Jesus Christ said, bring me 6 big. My friend. Thing that can hold wines. And he filled each one of them with wine. That is God doing the supernatural out of the impossible, out of the impossibility. So if you're only looking at the facts, you will never going to see the wonder of God in an individual. Because looking at the facts, Moses could not open the sea in two, could not divide the sea in two. It was impossible. Not only because of his faith it was done, but the ground of the sea was dry as they were walking on it. That is beyond the facts. The facts are only human materialistic understanding of phenomenon, because they can see. But when you go beyond what you can see, you start acting in faith, like what is unseen is seen. You start acting in faith like what is in the future is present. Then you're giving an okay for the heaven to do what they the best on doing. And the Bible is clear. The end of man's knowledge is the beginning of God knowledge. It is applied in every crystal of man imagination. I am open to be a spiritual advisor for the President of the United States. And right away, I want to say something to him, that when I pray, I invite the Spirit of Christ. I just don't pray to pray. When I pray, I say to you, be ready. I don't want you to run the room. Because when this room start getting filled with the presence of Christ and his angel, some of you will run away. Then I'll know some fakers. Because some of you say you don't see God. The day God's going to show up, they are the same people who are going to be running away, even inside the church. They start realizing that those people They were not coming in that church for God, because they never knew him. You cannot run away from somebody that you know. It's very simple. So without further ado, I would like to thank you for listening to these presentations, and I hope that this was savvy. It was a learning experience, and you should prioritize the thing of God. You should prioritize the heaven. Despite the challenges and difficulty you face, at the end you win. You'll be a victor, not a victim of the choice. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. This is Gabriel Daikon of the Conflict Global Health Consultant, the Conflict Global Consultant, Charity Medical Foundation and IT Inc., and Angel H Medical Foundation and IT Inc. Also next, trading the Med Green IT, the medicines based on natural ingredients and information technology. That's where I'm going. Solve some health problems on this planet. I see you then, and I hope that the God of heaven forgive us from all our sins, and give wisdom to many of us to discern what is the truth and what is not, and what is the fact and what is the promise of God.